we go. How are we doing, everybody?
Hola.
Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly With It. I'm looking at the microphone. I'm Will. And
I'm
looking at the
Audrey.
microphone. She's Audrey, also probably looking at the microphone. And we're going to play a game for you, or at least we're going to preview a game for you. And what is that game?
That game is called Frozen Frontier. It says
Frozen
Space
Frontier.
Hard.
Space is hard. Not space
Like
hard. Space is hard.
Space is hard.
Space is hard.
Like this game is.
Like this game is. Or at least we think it is. So if you got to BGG, well, it looks can be deceiving. I don't know. It might be easy. BGG does have it as a higher player score. I think they've got it above a 4. We've never played a 4. The publisher, or at least Arcane Wonders, who's going to be the English publisher, reached out on Facebook, said, did anybody want to play this? We said, it doesn't quite look like our game. It's a little bit more difficult than we normally play, but we'll give it a shot. So they sent us the prototype, and I think we're the first ones to play this. So we're probably going to make more rules mistakes since we couldn't watch anybody else play. It is a prototype copy and a prototype rulebook. Rulebook actually seems pretty good. There's a couple little words here and there that, I stumbled over setting up the game. But we'll get through that. So we're going to go ahead and flip over. We'll give a rundown of the game. I think we'll do a slightly more detailed rundown just because there are no how to play videos on this yet, to try to give you guys an idea of how the game plays. And then we'll go ahead and get into playing. We will try to get through the full game, but it is a longer game. The play time is 2+ hours. So it says usually between 2 or up to 3 hours. I think that does have a lot of, he's like, we've been up early. We had to go up to our parents' house up in Homosassa because hurricanes are coming to Florida. They're coming to visit, and our parents were on vacation, so we had to throw some sandbags. So we've been up for a while, so we may cut this a little bit early, but I think if we can get through at least the first 2 rounds, that'll give you guys an idea of how the game plays. I think the time is also relevant on the number of players, and of course, how much AP people get, because as we go through the rules, there is a set timer of how each round works. So let's go ahead and get the camera flipped over, and let's go through how to play. All right, so we are set up for a 2-player game of Frozen Frontier.
You see all that?
But why are we set up for a 2-player game of Frozen Frontier?
Because there are 2 players.
There are 2 players.
It looks like a 10-player.
It looks like a 10-player. This does take up our entire calyx. If you notice, you can actually see the edge of our table here. That was about as far out as I wanted to zoom before you started seeing laptops and digital controls and stuff. So it is a pretty big game. On a higher player count, you'll actually have 2 more of these boards on the top or the bottom, however you can get them to fit on your table. But it is a pretty big game. So in Frozen Frontier, your objective is to gain the most victory points. The way that you're going to do that is by settling colonies, assigning workers, collecting resources so you can build more colonies and more buildings in the, they're not colonies, they call them cities, and then just wash, rinse, and repeat. You're going to have projects that you're going to complete. There is consolation prizes that you can try to do. There are shipments that we will have to perform between rounds. And then there are these project cards over here as well that we can research. And you know what? I forgot how to research a research. I don't remember how to research a research. I'm guessing we're going to get something that tells us how to research. Yeah, research. Oh, the research is going to be on one of the, never mind. The research is when we go to one of the facilities, I believe, on the board. Where is the research action? I gotta find it. Gotta be a research action out here somewhere.
It's an R.
I'm thinking yes. Resources. Where is the research action? All right, well, we're gonna go through the rule book, and when we come across research, we'll go over the research. So during the game, it's broken up into a couple phases. One is the actual player phase. Then we have our income phase, we have our shipment phase, and then we have our cleanup phase. So during the player phase, you take basically 3 actions in this order. One is to move. So you're going to move from a city to another city, basically orthogonal. If you happen to go through a city, you have to pay for each city you go through. So the resource or the payment method is called qubits. So if I were to be at this city and I were to go here and then here, I'd have to pay 1 cubit to the taxes, basically the transport tax, because I went through that city. It's paying the toll booth to go through the city. All right, so that's our movement. Once you move to a city, you're going to take the project card. Pretty simple. So I just grab the project card that's there, add it to my hand. Right now, I do start with a set of project cards that they recommended based on our first play and 2 players. So I have my cards, Audrey has hers. All right. The next thing you do is construct. So in order to construct, you need to either have a matching card. So we'll go down here and say I was down here in Bahui, Baihu. Not sure how to sound that. And basically, I need to either have a matching card for Baihu. That means that I can build any building in Baihu, or I need to have a building type. So say, for example, I was not in Baihu, I was in Zhuangwu. I could still build this building in this location. So you basically have 3 options when you're building. One is to build the building that's on the picture in any city. The second is to build any building in the city name on the card. And the third option is to actually build what the card says, and that is your project. That's the more or less the objective, what you kind of want to try to do is build that building as your project, because then you get this ongoing resource or one-time resource, depending on the card, added to your tableau down here. So for example, with Baihu, if I were to have built this and I built the mining site, then I would receive 1 helium during the income phase. So I'll basically get helium every turn. And if you look, a lot of these shippings want helium. So that'd be a really good thing to have down here in my tableau. So I would get that between turns. Now, in order to build that, I will need to spend a specific amount of resources. So for example, here, I'm going to need 2 of the aerogel and 1 of the regolith. So right now I don't have that. Right now I only have 1 aerogel and 3 regolith. But if I had it, I could spend that. And I'm also going to be able to progress on these tracks. People like tracks. Tracks give you bonuses. And that's exactly what these do. As we go up, we'll get bonuses for going up on these tracks. So that is constructing a building. The next thing you could do if you didn't want to construct a building is you can collaborate. It's called collaborate. I'm going to think of it more of settling or assigning workers or employing workers. I'm not sure what you want to call it. So for collaboration, basically, if we had the building, for example, here, then I would be able to assign as many workers that I have available into the slots that I want. So for example, I could put all my workers there. I would get victory points for collaborating and assigning the workers there. Or, and now they're populated, right? So by having them populated, that then allows me to do the production phase. Production phase allows you to gain the basic resource plus the resources that have assigned workers. The more buildings, the more resources you're going to be able to gain from this location. And this was kind of a neat mechanic. Instead of you putting resources in and out, this one you're doing the reverse. So for example, if I were to gain helium, I would take 1 of my qubits from my helium, which now shows that I have 1 empty spot, meaning I have 1. And then I can place that right there. All right. And I would do that for each of these spots because I am the only one that's allowed to get those resources. All right. So that is the production. The other thing you can do while you are at the location is to do the science actions. So each one has these different science actions. So for example, here, this one allows you to trade in 1 or 2 engineers for 1 or 2 scientists. This lets you turn in 1 qubit for 1 resource. This lets you turn in 1 helium for 2 points. I'm sorry, this was 1 qubit for 1 point. These are your victory points. So that's the third thing you can do in the collaborate action. Now in collaborate, you can do everything, all 3. And then the third thing you can do is if you don't want to construct or collaborate, you can raise funds. Raise funds basically just gives you 3 qubits. The other thing is you get the consolation prize. So the consolation prize, or what they call a subsidy, happens whenever you either A, don't complete a project. So for example, say I was up here and I built that building instead, that was on my Baihu card, I would discard prototype. So this is a little bit too big for that hole. Oh, or maybe that's the wrong spot. There we go. There, I built it there. Oh, it's nice. They're the same size as the thing, so you make sure that you don't put the wrong size in it. That's actually pretty nice. That's going to be in our first impressions. But yeah, so say I built this here instead, and then I would instead, because I didn't meet my contract, or if I did the raise funds, I would take a subsidy action. So there are different cards over there. They basically just have, again, consolation prizes. You can just take one of the options. For example, the one in the middle says what?
Receive
the green, which is regolith.
Yeah.
Or I can get 2 cubits. That gets discarded, and then another subsidy comes out. That's the round marker. When we run out of subsidies, that is basically the end of that round. In a 2-player game, there's only 4 subsidies. So basically, once we've taken 4 subsidy actions, or raise funds, or not completing a construction project, then we'll go into the next round. So it could be pretty quick. I would almost say that that's a good way that you can speed up the gameplay, is by reducing the number of subsidies, because in the next round, those 2 that were discarded would get actually shuffled in. So you technically would end up with more than 4 on the next round. All right. So that's the last thing that you can do on your player turn. Next thing will be income. So we will receive the income that is on your building. So any buildings that you built, you're going to receive that income. And then you will have to, during income phase, for example, like I mentioned here, this one has a during income phase, I receive 1 helium. So if you have any projects. And then the last one is, so that's, and then you clear the basic resources. Basically, you take the little dots off so that way people can come back and gather again. All right. The next thing is the shipment phase. So on each round, first round, there's no mandatory shipments. But if you have the resources that are required on the shipment card, you can go ahead and complete it, and then you get whatever the benefit of that action is. So for example, here, if you have 1 helium, you can complete this shipment. And then at the end of the game, you get 2 victory points. And then it says upon shipment. There's no reward for upon shipment here. Okay. This one here, if you had 1 of the green, 1 of the purple, then you get 4 victory points and you get 2 cubits right away. Now, in round 1, you don't have to complete that. Round 2, you must do a mandatory shipment. If you don't, you get one of these, which is minus 5 points at the end of the game. And then round 3, you need to get 2 shipments, or you basically you take 2 minus points for the end of the game. All right. And then unscheduled shipments are any shipments that you may have collected through the game, through a card action or something like that. You can, of course, turn those in at that time. So you'll notice here there are some actions here where you can do some shipments. Here's the research track. The research track is here with the science, which makes sense. We're doing science. We're going to get a research track. So as you go up, you'll be able to get a resource R1, R2, so forth. R3 is the only one that's visible. All right, so that's the shipment phase. And then the cleanup phase happens. We rebuild the deck if it needs to be. Add 1 face-up project card to every location that was missing a project. We add our workers to our supply, depending on the position on our development board. So there's these little marks here. So here we'd get 1 engineer, 2 engineers, 3 engineers, 4 engineers, 1 scientist, 2 scientists. Scientists are worth more points, so harder to get, of course. And then we replenish the green pool. So we replenish the shipment pool based off of however many shipments were actually completed that round. So that is basically Frozen Frontier. Normally we would roll our extra life die, which she saw somewhere. Oh, there it is. We would normally roll that thingy there. What is that thingy there?
This is the 20-sided extra life die for Children's Miracles Network that we support through donations.
Yes.
And you can also help if you want using the links down below. Para los niños.
Para los niños. So we do raise money every year.
But we're not going to do that.
Para the niños. So, yeah. Oh, that's a transit tax. Okay, so I forgot that I didn't mention that building to you. But the transit tax building, what that does is that lets you take all the money. So if you build this building. So if any transit tax from going through, you get to do. So normally we'd roll that to see who goes first, but of course, because this is a new game and a little bit more complex than what we're used to, I'm going to go ahead and go first. Now, I do have the wrong player board. My player board says I'm the last player. The player board doesn't make a difference. It's just so you know when you're playing normally where it ends, because everybody gets one more turn after the game. Technically, we could switch player boards. We just got to put all of our stuff back on, but I don't want to do that.
No, that's okay.
That's okay. Adri says that's
It's been already.
It's been already
just explaining
20 minutes explaining the game, which happens. All right, so it's going to be the first round. So I'm going to go ahead and take my move action. And I'm going to look at what I can build. I don't even know what size any of these buildings are. Kind of like that. I like this one though, the helium one, but I think these are the big buildings. So the industrial complex, the science center, and the mining site are large. Training is small. I do have the resources for a training center. Discard one of my scientists to receive. I don't know if I want to get rid of my scientists. The power plant, that requires a blue, which I have one blue. The power plant upon completion, I receive a helium, then receive a helium for each of your power plants on the main board. Ooh, that's a better one once I start building power plants. Training center for New York. That requires a battery energy, which I do have. When triggered, no limit. For each step you advance on the science track, I get a qubit, so I get paid. And then the other thing, of course, is going out into the world and collecting one there. Did I get lucky enough where any of them line up with the city they're in? No. So I do start with one less card, one less project card.
Yeah, those are random. You put them.
Yeah, they're random. You just take them from that deck and you just put them out here. So it's just random.
No. I don't.
Man, see this one isn't good until I get power plants out there. I think. Now I don't have to build what's specifically there. So technically, I could go get me a power plant and build it anywhere. Once per turn when triggered, after receiving at least one power, receive 2 qubits. Because I want to look at one that's not, that I don't want the benefit of. During the collaboration, receive 1 helium instead of 1 power. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Oh. What's the New York power plant do? Receive 2 qubits for each power in your storage. That's fine. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to get the power plant. Oh, can I even build a power plant there? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take my card, and then I'm going to build a power plant, which cost me 1 aerogel. So I take a qubit from my supply, and I place that in there. So basically, I'm buying the aerogel. And then I get to place my building. Here's my little power plant there. And I'm using my New York to do that. So since I did not complete the project, because that's San Francisco, not Nova York City, this gets discarded because I did not complete it. And then I do get a consolation prize. Pay 2 cubics to receive 1 energy and 1 regolith. So all of them are just 2 qubits as a secondary. Receive 1. That says take a shipment card into your hand. I'll do the last one. I'll just take a shipment card.
The last one, you mean this one?
Yeah.
The first
Oh,
one.
that was a hard shipment card. That's a hard shipment card. All right, so discard that and then just replace it with a new one. All right.
This one here?
Yeah, key. Yeah, that one's the discard for the buildings.
And then use this one.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, right there. All right, so that is all I can do. I did my construction, so now it is Adri's turn. So you have to choose where you want to go first. And then, so you might want to look at your buildings, see if you want to build any of those. and then decide where you want to go.
After constructing a city with your receive for. I think I'm gonna go to.
Oh, it's a research station. Okay. You do have ability too. Yours is after constructing the power plant. Put an AI in the city. So you build power plants and then you get to put your AI out.
So I need Azul.
Which you have.
But first I'm going to choose.
Your city.
So I'm going to Star Vegas.
Star Vegas. So you do get this new. So you do get a new project.
And now I have to build. Suspend resources to build.
So put it in the board, not out of the board. So that's the thing that's a little bit different. You're putting it in to spend instead of taking away, which you're usually used to. So what are you building? The power plant?
The power plant. So I need...
Oh, did you have the New Vegas one? Star Vegas? Oh no, Star Vegas isn't a power plant. So you can either use this for your power plant or you can use the Star Vegas card for your power plant.
Oh, because this is a power plant. And this is
this when you... Because you're in Star Vegas, you can build any building in Star Vegas or this specific building. Or if you just want to build a specific building, you use the card with the specific building.
So I'll build my plant. So I need to build it in that city, Bajo.
What did you... So yes, put your resources.
It's just one.
Just one. Mm-hmm. Oops, and I forgot to go up on my track for building my power plant. So I go up one on this track. So when I did that, I get two... I should have gotten 2 engineers on my turn.
And then I just place this one.
And then you place that here on the power plant. All right. So that's on the power plant. And then you get to go up one and you get 2 little cute engineers as well. I like the little guys.
See, they are so cute.
They're cute. All right. So discard your Bahu. And then because you didn't complete a project, you have to take a subsidy consolation prize. Well, that first one's good. Is that you get a helium and
cubic
and a cubit. All right.
Cubits.
So you take one.
Where do I put this one?
And then basically you got back Bella. No. Stop it, sweetie. Yeah, see what you did? You can't try to build nests in the house.
Mimis.
That probably scared you, didn't it? Oh, Bella.
Lay down.
So Bella's trying to nest again. Come here, sweetie. She's trying to nest and she keeps digging at the carpet and she basically toppled the light. So if the light's not properly on the game anymore, we apologize for that. All right. So you took your subsidy, right? And then just replace the subsidy with a new one. Discard this one. All right. Okay, so now I need to move, or I can choose to move. I don't have to move. I may move, or I can stay there. Well, the whole name of the game is to try to build as much as possible. So I can go to Nuevo York, which is cool. I can build the training center. Yeah, because I only need one red to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Nuevo York. I'm going to build the training center for 1 rojo. What's the training center look like? Looks like a square building. That's right here, training center. All right. So because I built the training center, I get the benefit. So I go up 1 on the science track, which gives me 1 scientist. There we go. So I did that. Oh, I forgot to take my card. I got a new card while I was there. And then because I did complete my project, I get to put this card in here. And this one I get when triggered. For each step you advanced on the science track, I receive 1 cubit. Well, I did go up on the track, so I get 1 cubit. Place my building, apply the building's effects, which I did that. Complete a project, which I did that. So I don't take a subsidy. So now it is Poverty's turn.
I choose where to go.
Yep. All right, so if you go there, you do need to pay your transit tax because you went through a city. So you just put it in the transit tax.
Oh, how many?
Just one.
1 cubit.
Yeah, 1 cubit. 1 cubit because you're basically paying the toll booth to go through that city.
Oh, wait. Oh, see, I was here. I can always move just...
Yeah, orthogonal. Yep. And then you get Quan Long. All right, to build. And then what are you going to build?
I want to build on...
I gotta figure out. Oh, I already know what I'm doing next, I think. Actually, can I do that? Yeah, I can. Okay.
Research station. Research station. Is it this one?
Looks like the little person hugging somebody.
See.
Yes. Oh, hang on.
And
I built a training center. So I should have put an AI in the city when I built that training center.
And I pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I put 1 here.
Yep. And then what do you get? A
I
bonus?
get...
1 on the science track. So that gets you 1 scientist. Another scientist there.
Okay, so this is scientists and engineers?
Okay, and you didn't build a power plant. Okay, so you don't get your bonus. Yep. All right, and then was that what card did you built this one?
This
one. Yep. So then you tuck that underneath your thing. What's the benefit of the card?
This?
Yeah.
Discard 1
shipment
from your hand to advance 1 step on the red truck industry.
Okay. So you want to try to get some of these like I did. How did I get that? I got that somehow.
Because
it was one of these cards. This card gave me a shipment. Remember, I took that one. So for example, if you take that one down there in the end that gives you a shipment card, you could discard that shipment card to advance over here on the industry track.
So what do I do with this?
You tuck it underneath your board into one of your projects. Unless you want to choose, and now you do have the option of not completing it. If you don't like that ability, then you can just discard that card. What's the lightning bolt say up there in the gray? Right here. Yeah, what's that say?
Upon completion, during income.
Okay. So basically upon completion, meaning right now you could do it if you could. You can't, I could. Or during the income phase, you can also have the option of doing it. So if you don't like that ability, you don't think that ability is useful, you can actually discard that and say you didn't complete the project, even though you technically did, and then take a subsidy instead.
But completing projects is beneficial.
No. If you can use the ability, yeah. I mean, if you can't use the ability, then not really, I guess.
Okay, then I'm going to discard.
All right, and then you get to take a subsidy.
I need batteries. Pay to spend 1 to take to the hand and receive 1 to your supply.
We're supposed to be passing this back and forth, but since it's only 2 players, not really.
Helium to take 1 shipment to the hand and receive 1.
Well, you can't do that if you don't. Well, you do have the helium. Yeah, you have a helium. That basically gives you a shipment like I've got, which is what that thing did. So that, I don't know if that would have been.
This one.
Do that one?
I can do it now?
Yeah, you do it now.
So pay 2 qubits to do what? To receive 1 energy.
To receive. Yeah, so you pay 2.
From here. I pay from here.
You pay from there.
To receive 2, so I remove.
You remove those back into your.
That's what I don't need.
No, it's 1 and 1. It's 1 and 1.
Oh, sorry. So now I have too much energy. I said I needed energy. It is
When you let me double check. When you gain resources through a card, I think you're supposed to put these back into the common. It doesn't go into your bank. You only get your bank if it's supposed to be your bank. Because normally you gain resources and you put it here on the board. But now you're gaining resources because of a card. So I think it goes back into the common pool. Yeah, it goes back in the common pool. So this will technically go back in the common pool because you gained those resources. All right. So you did your consolation. So refill the consolation prizes.
And if we run over?
That's the end of the round. And then we start the next round. All right. So I'm going to, all right, can you get in there, Beanies? All right, well, don't dig. We don't need lights falling again, sweetie. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to move, which means I don't get an extra project because I'm still there. I'm going to build the scientific center, which cost me, it's a big building, so it cost me 1 red and 1 green, right? Science, I need 1 red, 1 green. So 1 energy, 1 regolith. That gives me 2 on the science track. That is a big building that looks like this thing right there. And then I did complete this because this is a project. So I completed the project. This one's an upon completion, so it doesn't go underneath my thing. I can pay 1 or 4 qubits to advance 1 or 2 steps on the track. So if I paid all 4 of my qubits, oh, I forgot to discard that earlier. So if I pay all 4 of my qubits, that would give me 2 steps on the track, which would put me 1, 2, which allows me to draw a project card and also unlocks my next project step. I'm going to do that. Get it done early. So I spent my 4 to go up 1, 2. So I get 1 project card. Yep. And then I get, I unlock this slot. So now I have 3 project slots. So as the game goes on, we'll get more project slots.
So how did you manage to stay there and complete this part here?
Because you don't have to move. I completed the project because that was a New York. Yeah, so if you have Zhuan-Wu, yeah, if you have Zhuan-Wu, you could do that. Or just go to another place if you want to go to another place.
So if I want to do that one,
so
I put it there?
Well, no. You just build this. So what is that?
So this is build
factory.
Factory.
So a factory's so you only need 1 energy, which you've got plenty of energy. So yep.
How do I get one of these?
Here, or take the raise funds action, or go somewhere where you can do a science action, which currently we can't do. All right, so you get to go up 1 on the factory. 1 on this track, so that unlocks your thingy.
This?
Yep. So that unlocks that. There you go. And then you need to place your factory. It's a pequeño. Which one is it? This one? Yeah, it's this one. All right. So you placed your factory.
1 engineer?
No.
Or what are these?
That's where you place an engineer through the collaborate action. Right now we've just been doing the building action.
And so this one.
Now you completed the project, so that means you get to put this under your board over there, which means after constructing a factory or a research station, you receive helium. That's probably a good one.
That does not count for my research station.
You get that as soon as you do that.
Also, no, does not count for my previous thing.
If I remember correctly, you gain it as soon as you complete the project. Let me see. Complete a project. The requirement for completing the project is to construct a building in the specified city. When that happens, you may place the project card in one of your available slots. If you do just complete a project from now on, you can apply the card's effects. So using your abilities. You may decide to refuse. Yeah, so it says you can immediately start applying the effect. I did it on mine. I said when triggered, and because I built that turn, I went ahead and did it, so go ahead and do it on yours. Just to be fair.
So I received
if we're doing it wrong, it could be, again, prototype rules, so we could make a couple mistakes. So you went ahead and built that.
So I get helium.
So you get a helium. Yep. So basically you take out one of those and put it in a key. All right. So let's see here. I've kind of done everything I can do in New York. Or Nova York City. So I want to build, so for my guys, I want to build, oh, hang on. So earlier I went up, when did I go up one on this? When I went up 2. Or no, what did I build last? I built the Science Center, right? Nuevo York Science Center. Yeah. So I went up 2 here. I should have gotten 2 qubits for that. Okay. Because I went up 2 here. That's my ability down there. All right. I think I'm actually going to do the collaborate action. So that allows me to settle colonists. So I'm going to settle all of my scientists. Do I want to settle all my scientists? No fun. Oh, it's the wrong way. I was not good at puzzles as a kid. It's like they only go in one way, Will. Put them in the right way. He doesn't want to go in. Again, prototype. 1. Do I want to do all of them? No, I don't think that one I don't. I think I'll just do 1 on that one, 1 on this one for now. Oh no, this gives me 1 on the science track. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do all of them. I'm gonna do all 3. All 3 of my scientists. So I did all 3 of my scientists. So I went ahead and collaborated because I did all 3 of my scientists. I get 6 victory points. And then I can do the production. So to do the production, I gain 1 red. So that's the basic resource. You always get the basic resource. And then I get 3 on the science track, I think. I think that's what that does. No. What does that let me do? I'm confused what the little science icon lets me do. Everything else is a resource. The science is not a resource. Oh, I think that's to use the science spots. So to use the science spots, you have to have the scientist in there. So maybe I don't want to put all my scientists there. Let me double check that. Yeah, collaborate. Here we go. Use the science spots. You may collect any of the available resources from the city the Harvester's in. Any visible resource icons connected to a construction building with a colonist is considered available. At the start of the game, production icons, to collect a resource, cannot move, okay. Oh, I'm missing I've got a wrong page here. Page 14, I'm in the wrong order. Next shipment phase. Where's it says use science and science spots. It doesn't talk about.
Or it's just because it matches a scientist.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because here is.
It says
for
use,
the engineers.
It says use science spot, and that should be on page 14. And I gotta find page 14. There's page 14. There you go. So research station science and trainings do not produce resources. Instead, if a colonist is settled on the center, you may use the laboratory effect. To use it, place 1 cubit of your personal supply. Okay, from your personal supply, not the storage. Okay. So that just means that you get to do that other one twice. So I don't think ooh, victory points everywhere. I don't think I want to put, oi, Will. I think that's where everything was. No, because you've unlocked that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I should have gotten a research 1 also when I passed this one earlier. All right. So I don't want to place all my guys here. I only do 1. Okay. So I'm going to activate this so I can play.
You still have 2.
Oops, which means I also need to give back 2 victory points. No, I still want both of those. Okay. So the 1 allows me to trade in 1 or 2 engineers. So I'm going to trade in 2 engineers for 2 scientists, because scientists are worth more money. So that was that one. So I activated him. So that cost me 1. And then I'm going to spend 1 resource to get 1 victory point. All right. So that's how that works.
You did a lot.
I did a lot.
So I want to build another project in Qinglong.
Then you gotta go to Quinlan first.
So I go to Qinglong first.
So which way are you going? You going this way or this way?
Sorry. Oh, I cannot fly like that.
No, you can't fly like that. So you gotta drop off the toll fee at the toll booth.
Oh wait, I can do this one too because I have Suke.
Yeah, again, this is to get the ability. Yeah, so if you want to receive the 2 helium, yep, that's what you would do.
Okay, so I build. Oh, I have to build this on mining side. No, I can't because I only have 1 aerogel.
So you only have 1 aerogel, so you can't build that. But again, you can build because you have that city. Remember, when you have a card with a city, you can build any building in that city because you have the city card. Or you can use one of the other cards that have the specific building you're trying to build.
Okay, so I can.
But again, you get this too because you went there.
I just don't know what it. I mean, I can just build based on whatever I have.
Yeah, whatever resources you have.
So let's make.
As long as you have a card.
That has.
As long as you have either the city's card.
I do.
You can build whatever you want.
Okay, I do that.
Or if you want to keep that city card so you can actually complete the project, then you can use one of these other buildings. So that's what I said. You have 3 options with the card: build 1 for 1, build anything in the city, or build the specific building where you are. That's the 3 options you can use the cards for.
So I'm gonna build something there because I don't want to spend this to go here. So this round I'm gonna be there. So I'm going to build.
Okay.
Then I can build a training center. See? So without energy. So training center is the square thing.
The square thing, yep. So you get 1 on the science.
I put one of this here.
That's weird that it wants you to have 3. Oh no, you're supposed to look at all of the cards and decide which one you want. That's where I messed up. I was supposed to look at all 3. So I'll keep the card I've got. So you choose which one of those 2 you want.
This one.
All right. So the one that she didn't choose, the one she didn't choose was when triggered, no limit. After settling and engineer, you get 1 cubit. So what's that one?
After constructing your 2nd or 3rd building in the city, receive 1 victory point.
Okay, so you get victory points by building more buildings. Okay.
But I have from now. From
this point, yeah. So you put this under here, under your research.
So when I build 2, starting now.
Yeah.
Or three. Or three.
Every time you build, once you build, so in this city, if you build your third one, you'll get a victory point. If you build your second and third in this one, you'll get a victory point for each of those. Mm-hmm.
So I have to go back to Chonju.
All right. So which card did you use to build that?
Suke.
Okay, so you have to discard that.
But it's not a project because
they
didn't do that.
Because you didn't do the actual thing it said to do. So you do take a subsidy instead.
I need blue.
I need helium. How do I get helium? Oh, I can get helium there.
I'm going to do this one. Receive 2. We know. I guess I'm going to do. This is basically so I can move to different places.
It's the move to pay, but you also need it to be able to use a resource. Remember, because you have to be able to take one from there and put it there.
Then I'm gonna use this for 2 qubits.
All right. So you get 2 qubits, and then you discard that, and then refill. That should be our last one. Yep. And so that means is the end of the round. Oh yeah. So it's the end of the round if we need to refill that. I forgot to read the flavor text. Like I kept the flavor text so I could read you guys the flavor text, and I didn't do that. Construct a building, apply effects, advanced development. Oh dang it, they're all in the wrong order. So I don't need that. Maybe I'll read the flavor text at the end. Go there. Move. My page order is completely out of order. 9, 10.
That's why we needed a stapler.
That's why we needed the stapler. 12. Including that. Okay. Raise funds. Okay, end of turn. Once the turn is over, you take an action. Active player is sitting on the left and player is over. Check if the subsidy is exhausted. If yes, the player fails. Okay. So basically, if I can't, so once one more of us takes a subsidy, that'll be the end of the round. Okay. I was trying to make sure when, because really you're supposed to refill the subsidy after you've completely
done everything. Once you cannot refill.
Basically, that's the end of the round. Okay, so I wanted helium because I want to be able to turn this in. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to put my 2 workers. Get in there.
And then isn't that hard to take them out?
They're roughly the exact same size.
Like again, this prototype. One I see is very well.
Yeah, I mean, again, prototype. So I'm imagining they'll fix that. They'll make sure that they're perfectly the right size. All right, so I put both of those guys, so I get 2 victory points for that. And then I'm going to harvest. So I get 2 helium. And I get 1 aerogel. And that's it, because nothing else has buildings on it. All right, so
you're doing a lot.
That was my turn.
Cannot get behind. What are those big cubitos?
They count as 5. In a multiplayer game, you're going to run out of the little guys. Well, because I'm going and trying to get stuff now. So that's what I'm doing.
So if I go to Queen Blong, I need to build.
Well, again, you don't have to go there to build that. You can build that here. Well, no.
Because I need to get my.
Yeah. So if you have this symbol on one of your cards, this symbol on one of your cards, or this symbol on one of your cards, and you have the resources. So you need the round symbol, I don't know what that other little symbol is.
Round symbol? I don't have.
You need, so that's a large industrial complex, which is large. The mining site, which is large, or the power plant.
I can't.
No, you can't build that. Oh yeah. And to build that, you need a blue and a red, which you have. All right.
So I build it.
Hang on. Yeah, you build it. So spend your resources.
Red, you blue.
No. Other direction. Yeah. You got to take them
This
from
is
your
confusing for
take them from your supply. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Red and a blue. So that builds a small building up there. And that gets you 1 on this track, which gives you a free project card as well. So go ahead and put your building. Put your building.
Why just this one if I spend un momento, why I spent 2 things. 1 energy and one and 1 aerogel.
Oh, you get 2. I'm sorry, you get 2 on this track.
But I didn't actually place this one. I placed this one.
You need the big one.
Oh. So that
Oh no, you're building a small one.
But I spent one.
Oh, sorry, you should have only spent 1 red. So take your blue back. Take your blue back. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. There you go. We're good.
So I didn't really build this one, but that is what I have in this card.
Oh, that's the big one. Not the little one.
It's the big one.
Yeah, that's not what that is. This is the little one. So you don't have that.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so put that one back. Take that back. Take that back. Okay. So you don't have what you need to build there. Over in Zhuangwu, if you come over here, this needs the helium facility, which you have a helium facility, and it's Zhuangwu. So you just come over there. So you come there instead for your move, all right? And then you build that. So to build this, you need what?
Blue and green.
Blue and a green, okay. So you build your blue, build your green. You get, do you want a science or an industry? So science would give you 1 more scientist during the income phase. Industry would give you another project card.
I don't know how to use my scientists.
You put them in the science spots. They're worth more victory points.
Okay, then scientist.
All right, so you get a scientist. All right, and then you get 1 helium.
So I take 1 out. I take 1 out.
Yep, you get 1 helium. And then you completed this project. So you receive 1 helium for each of your this symbol. Hubs on the main board. You have no hubs, so you don't get anything. But you completed the project. But it's an instant on completion. So, but that did build you your.
So it gives me 1 helium.
Second one here.
Oh, sorry. What was it? This one.
That one there. So you built your second one there. So you get a cubit for that. You built.
A cubit? No, victory point.
Oh, victory point. Sorry. Oh, get your victory point. There you go. Wherever you want to put your victory points. Okay. Oh, these are shipments that are completed. This one should be in my hand because it's not completed yet. Sorry. All right, so we did all that. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I don't have any cubits, so I technically can't build anything because I've used all my cubits. So I'm going to end up ending the round because I need cubits to even be able to build anything. I can't activate anything because I've got everything activated. I can't go to here because I don't have cubits to go through that other city. So yeah, so I'm going to do the raise funds. So I get 3 cubits. 1, 2, 3. And I get a consolation. So
they are all 2 cubits there in the constellations, I think.
Yeah, for the secondary, I can receive a.
Yeah, they are all 2.
Energy and a cubit. I can spend a healing, which I don't want to do because I want to complete this. I can pay 2 to receive 2 on the science track, which would take me 1, 2. It'd give me another research. And each time I advance, I get a cubit. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lose 0. So, So I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to pay 2 to go up 2. 1, 2, which gives me a scientist. And I get to take 1 of the research number 2s. But because I went up 2 on the science track, I get my 2 cubits back, basically. So I paid it to get it back. All right, so that gets discarded. So that is the end of the round. Do you get one more? I think you get one more turn though. Or no, I think that is the end of the round. I think you don't get one more turn. Let me double check after I do this. After constructing. Oh, that's nice. What does settling an engineer here do? Once per turn when triggered. After constructing, settle one engineer on this card. Max 10 engineers during the game. Oh, I'm settling them, so I'm getting points. I'm getting the 1 point for settling them on there. Okay. I was like, why would I do that? Receive 3 victory points if there is a AI in the city during the income. Ooh, and I have an AI in the city. I think I'm going to do that one. All right, so that is my research. All right, let me double check if you get one turn after. I can't fill that up. I think that ends it. Okay. End turn. Check to see if the stack is exhausted. If yes, the player phase is over. Move on to the income phase. If not, the active player begins their turn. All right, so basically you become the active player then. Because I'm going to end it. All right, so now we're going to do the cleanup phase. So let's make sure, we're going to do the income phase. So let's make sure we do this right. So income phase, clear basic resources. If someone spent qubits to get their basic resource from a city, move that qubit to the transit storage system. Basic resource icon comes available again. Building income, all building owners receive qubits from their buildings. They recover all qubits placed on the resource icons and laboratory icons attached to their buildings and place them in their personal supply. So you get these two because that was on your building. And I get these two because they were on my building. So that's the benefit of your buildings is you can give your opponent resources by using their buildings. All right. Transport hub owners receive all qubits in the transport hub. Neither of us own any hubs yet. All right. Use during income abilities. I don't have them during income ability. Are either of yours during income?
Income is receiving...
It, right here on this gray part, it'll say during income. It'll have this little hand symbol. No. No, you're down there. That guy. No. Okay. All right. So that doesn't take effect. All right. So now we're going to go into the shipment phase. So during the shipment phase, there is no mandatory shipment. So you don't have to do a shipment, but it is your choice to complete a shipment right now if you want to. To complete a shipment, you basically just need to pay what it says you need to pay.
At the top or at the bottom?
At the top. So basically you can pay, you'll get the bonus at the bottom as well. What order does it go in? Players fulfill these shipments one at a time. The player whose marker occupies the highest position in the industry, which is me, goes first. Okay. So it's whoever's highest in the industry goes first. So I'm going to... I think I'm going to do... I've got this one in my hand, but I think I can finish this one later because this is always mine. So I'm going to do this one. So that's going to cost me 1 regolith and 1 helium to complete this shipment. So I completed it, so I immediately get 2 more qubits. All right. Do you want to complete one of the shipments?
What is that question mark again?
Any resource. You can use one of any resource to do that one.
And it will give me 2 qubits.
Yeah, basically you're trading one in, or you're paying
and
one.
And I pay from here.
Yeah, you pay 1 to get 2 is what's going to happen.
Okay, I'll do that.
So pay that to get 2, and then that also gives you 1 point at the end of the game. So you put this up at the top to show your points. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this other helium one here. which doesn't give me any reward, but at least gives me some more points at the end of the game. And then, did you want to do that one for 1 helium?
So, paying 1 helium?
Mm-hmm.
It gives me what?
Nothing. 2 points at the end of the game.
Oh, see, I want.
Okay. So you got that. All right. So that is the shipment phase. I can't complete the shipment in my hand, so we're not going to do that. All right. And now we're going to do cleanup phase. So cleanup phase, at the end of round 1 and 2, resolve the following for the cleanup phase. Shuffle all discarded subsidy cards. So shuffle. Back in the deck.
With those there.
Just the discarded ones. We also need to move this to round dos. All right. Add 1 project card if you can hand me the project cards. So we basically just add a project card to everywhere that doesn't have a project card. Up there. And there. All right. I'm going to put this back over there. Have 1 project card to each one. All players add colonists to their own supply based on the position on the track. So we both get 2 engineers. So you get 2 engineers. And then we both get 1 scientist. I got a lot of scientists. I have mucho scientists. All right. Reveal new shipment cards. 1, 2, 3. Now here you want to make sure that you make sure you can complete 1 of these, because you have to be able to complete at least 1 this round. All right. Move the round tracker to the next round, which we already did, which we're now in round 2. You're ready to play the next round, and then so now you are the active player, because yeah, so because I would have passed that to you after I went, so you get to go first. Hey, we have a little bit of qubits. I got 4. You got 3. Means I can build something at least. And remember, we have lots of new stuff we can pick up too.
If I go to Sol Angeles,
you would get this card, which is for a scientific center.
which is...
It's just a scientific...
no.
Yes, Space Francisco's up there.
I'll go to Sol Angeles.
Sol Angeles. All right, so you get a new project card. Oh, refill your subsidies are sideways. Yeah, and then refill your subsidy. All right, it said shuffle, but it didn't say to replace the 3rd spot, which is what ended the round. Again, prototype rulebook, prototype components. So
this is...
It's just another thing you can build.
Everything you can build. But now if I want to build something there,
you can either
I have
build...
to have...
If you want to build anything there, you need to have a card for that city. If you want to... Otherwise, you can build any of these because you have those cards. So this one, you can build the... what is that? You can build the power plant, the
I have only
factory,
1 energy, so...
the... What's that bottom one? The research station or the mine.
So... Can I build a factory or training center?
No. Yeah, factory. You can build a factory.
Factory? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So... Factory is pequeño.
Yeah, factory is pequeño. Yeah, it's factory right here. Yep, factory.
Okay.
And a factory gives you 1 on the industrial track. So it gives you a free project card. All right. And then which card did you use? Did you already discard it?
No,
that one, right? No, that's industrial complex. What'd you use to build the factory? You don't have a factory card. Or is that the one in your hand? No, that's the one you just drew. You can't build the factory.
This is the one I just drew. Why did I? Because I have only one. This one.
Okay, so put that back. All right, so you can't build that. You can build the little person guy. Here, you can build this. That one. So what is the one that looks like a person?
I can't build anything.
Research station. Oh, it needs green. You don't have green.
No.
Then did you even want to go there?
Maybe no. Can I change it?
The problem is there's nothing out here is going to give you resources unless you can go somewhere else. Well, give me the card back that was here. I think it was that one. Yeah, it was that one. Okay. So where were you at? You were down here. So go back there. Go back here. All right. Here's your house. Here's your house back. Take your house back. All right. Reverse. Rewind. Undo. 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 All right. So these are the things you can build.
I can't build anything because I have only one energy, and one energy is on the training center.
And you don't have either of these cards. So then what you want to do is probably look for one of these two cards as what you can pick up. So training center, there's a training center way up there. That's going to cost you 1, 2, that'll cost you 2 qubits to get there. You have a factory here. That wouldn't call it, that's right there. There you go. You can go over here and get the factory. Yeah, you can move over there and get the factory. Then you could technically build the factory right there. Yeah, so you get a factory. And if you want, you can build that factory right there.
So I build this factory. Is it a factory?
Yeah, so factory gives you, there you go. Yeah, factory's right here. All right, so it gives you 1 here. So you have to discard that card because that's not that spot. You did go up on the industrial track, so you do get your thing again. All right. And then you get your consolation prize. Tu prize de consolation.
Spend helium to take 1 shipment to the hand and receive 1 scientist to your supply. You said I have to complete 1 shipment?
You have to complete 1 of these shipments.
So if I
spend 1 to take 1 to hand. Yeah, you just take 1 of these.
Okay, so I'm spending 1 helium. Oh.
To gain 1 of those and receive 1 scientist to your supply. So you also get a scientist.
I'm collecting people in. I don't use them.
You got to put them. You've got plenty of buildings. You just need you need to find them to your buildings.
I gain this. I have to spend 5.
You can. You don't have to complete that. That one's not mandatory. These are mandatory. This is 1 in your hand that you can complete.
And when can I complete 1 of these? When we
get to the end of the round again.
So I did it with this one.
So you put it in your hand. Yeah. And then refill there.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay, you did do this, right? You constructed your second building there. So you get your victory point. All right. And that one, when you construct what?
After constructing a training center.
Which you didn't do. Okay.
Or hugging thingy.
The hugging thingy.
Research station.
All right. And then the other one's for constructing a power plant. The cake. The power plant. All right. So, yeah. So that was your turn. What was I going to do? I need more helium. Definitely need more helium. So I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm not going to build anything this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and I can't collaborate because there's no building there for me to collaborate with. Can I build something there? I could wait another turn. Star Vegas. I don't have any Star Vegas cards. I could go and then come back, I guess. So what do I have? I have by who, which was way down here. Ping Long, which is over here. Zanzwu, which is here. Zakwe, which is the one right below me, but you're already there. And Qing Long, which is way down here. I get a bonus for building this. So I'm going to go to Qing Long. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I need to pay 1 to here. Then I'm going to build the research station. Research station, the little hugging guy, is 1 verde. That allows me to build a research station. Where's the little hugging guy? There he is. Little hugging guy. And then when triggered, instead of getting the effects of a subsidy card, I can receive 2 helium. Ooh, that's kind of nice. All right. Because I built a hugging guy, I get to put an AI in the city. And then after putting an AI in the city, I gain 1 victory point. Receive 3 victory points if there is an AI in the city. So that gets me 3 more. Oh, that's during income phase. Anyway, I'll wait till the income phase. This one's when it triggered, so I did that one now.
How do you put AIs in the city?
This card, this one, this one. So when you build the
Pancakes.
power plant, the pancakes, the power plant, then you get that. All right, so that was my build. I completed my objective, so therefore I don't take a subsidy. So now it is back to you.
I have nothing.
Well, then you're going to have to
Cry.
You could do the refresh to get money. Yeah, you could do the raise funds, which will get you money, and then you can do a subsidy.
Okay. So receive 3 cubes.
Or you could do the collaborate, so you can put your people in their places. Like you could move over here, collaborate, put people in all these places, and then you'd be able to gather all that material plus the battery.
0 colonies, up to 1 per building. Oh, 1 per building at a time. Score accordingly. Okay, so I just place them, or what do I have to pay for it?
Well, you gotta move.
Oh, I gotta move.
Now you place them.
So it is.
As long as there's a building, so you can put 2 engineers here. That'll get you helium. You can put 1 scientist here. That'll let you trade in your engineers for points.
Oh, so I can start saving my engineers.
Yeah, so just put them there and there, and just kind of set them. I don't think they're gonna really go in right. So that you settled them there. Are you gonna settle the scientists too? All right. So that gets you 4 victory points. All right. And then now you can activate. So if you activate, that gets you 1 red. That gets you 2 heliums.
Oh, why can't I put 1 here? If it is a building that is mine here.
Oh, yeah, you can put another guy there. Put another engineer there. And that'll get you a verde. Your ship was in the way. I couldn't see that there was a building back there. And then if you want to activate him, you have to spend that 1 that you have, but that'll allow you to trade in 1 engineer for 1 victory point. Oh, you get 1 victory point for that guy because you just put him down. You don't have to. You don't have to activate it. I mean, that's
because
that's
then
an option.
I'm scared not to have anything here.
Okay, yeah, then just leave it alone. All right.
Okay.
So that's your turn.
Collaboration.
All right, that was your collaboration. You did your production phase. So then it is back to me. So give me 1 minute, guys. I am going to be right back. We're going to throw up the be right back screen. All right, guys, sorry about that. We are back. All right, so it was my turn, right? Because you just did all that fancy smancy resource gathering stuff. All right, so I got 2. That's gonna let me do that. I don't have any of that, so I need resources. And you just took all the resources up there. Well, I kind of need to do the same thing you did. I need to go settle some people. So I'm going to... Oh, when I came here, I forgot to take this, didn't I? Yeah, I should have taken that. Oh, same thing when you came here, you forgot to take that one. We're forgetting to take it because we're not building, so we're not thinking about it. All right, so Qing Long, I do have a Qing Long though. I do have something if I want to do that. And then upon completion, I receive... Ooh, I get this for each power plant I have on the board. How many power plants do I have on the board? I've been wanting to save this until I had some power plants. I have Seto power plants. That's not helpful for me. Man, I need resources though. The problem is we're building the things that aren't giving us resources. All right. And it takes us an extra turn to then build it. So actually I'm going to go up here. I'm going to move up here to Zeke. Zakweek. And I'm going to build a power plant. So to build a power plant is 1 Azul, which is aerogel. So that builds that there. And that gives me 1 on the industrial track. I get another shipment card. There we go. That's the same as the last one. And then, do I get any benefit for building that? No. That's a subsidy. No. No, nothing else. All right, but I did complete this. So I did actually complete this. So once per turn during collaboration. All right, so during collaboration, I get helium instead of a battery. So I'd have to collaborate where I get a battery. Okay. Which is technically where I am. All right, so back to you. Oh, I just built 1 building. And there's no card for me to take when I went there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can't really gather resources there anymore.
Oh, I can build this one.
Whoa! Good thing it's a double layer board.
This one? No, this one. The scientific. No.
Well, where are you going? Where are you moving to?
I was looking if it is here, but I can't move there because I don't have one that lets me go there.
You don't have Baihu? No.
No, so I.
But do you have one of these symbols?
The spider.
The spider.
The mining site.
The mining, but mining site is the most expensive.
Right. So no,
So
I need to.
there. Well, no, but you would pick up this when you go down there, so you'd be able to build the power plant, which actually works off your bonus. You'd be able to put an AI out. So yeah, so if you came down here, you'd be able to pick this up. Oh no, you can't. You don't have any blue. You can't build that because you don't have aerogel.
The only thing I can build is a training. Well, training center or factory or research station.
Which one goes with your cards? What's that other card that gives you the helium?
Training or...
I forget what else. I think helium is only used for shipment. I don't think helium counts as a wild.
Oh, that would be amazing.
If helium counted as a wild?
This game would...
Or maybe helium does count as a wild. Resources, personal supply.
There is some hope. There is some hope.
I don't want to think that the helium is only used for the shipments, but I mean that is the object of the game, is to ship the helium. I don't remember if it said helium was wild. I mean, I'm in the section where it says spend resources.
I think you would remember if it said that.
But that's now I'm confusing myself of whether or not it was considered wild. I think it would say in that section where it says spend the resources, it would say reminder helium counts as wild. So it probably doesn't then. Okay. So yeah, so the only thing you build is the Hugging Man or one of the two reds. Do you have any of those already? Yeah, you have the Hugging Man in Space Francisco, which is way up there. Yeah, so you would have to spend your toll booth. If you spent your toll booth, you'd be able to get up there and then build that thing.
Okay, so I spend what?
So you have to spend your toll to go through here. Your transit tax, and then you go here. So now you can build your...
No.
Oh no, the Hugging Man was already built by me.
That is the other
Never
man.
mind.
It's a different man.
No. But because you go there, you can build anything else too. Remember? Because you have the city.
But where
card.
do I?
So you're getting this too. So you can build anything because you own that city.
But where do I build it?
So
if it's
you
not
can't
there?
build that, but you can build the
Factory or
can build
training
the- yeah, you
center,
can
but I
build the
don't.
factory.
Where?
right here, factory. Oh no, that's a big one. Is it a big one or a little one?
The factory.
Oh,
is
that's the big one.
Here.
All right. So you want to go here then, build factory? That's fine. You can just go there.
Then I don't need my.
So give me that other card back. Oh, dang it. I forgot what was up there.
No, I had the spider. It was this one. The.
Star Vegas. All right. So if you go there, you gain this, and you have a Sol Angeles. Yeah. So you have your Sol Angeles. So you'll have to spin that card to build whatever building you want. So you spin this card to build whichever building you want. So you can build
The factory.
the factory. You can build the Hugging Man. And you can't build the moon. So yeah, you can build either one. So the difference is the factory is going to give you
One engineer.
on the engineer. The research station is going to give you one on the science, which will gain you another scientist. This is just going to give you a trade-in ability. This will give resources, blue resources, when you put an engineer there. So it's probably better to build a factory.
Well, I also wanted my engineers for that.
Yeah.
I'll build the factory.
All right, so if you build the factory, so that's going to cost you one energy. Oh yeah, it's good you didn't go up there. You needed that to be able to build. So we just figured that out. All right, so that gives you one on the industrial track. So that gives you a free shipment card. All right, you didn't complete your task. So that means you get to take a subsidy. All right, while she's trying to decide on her subsidy,
I'm gonna do this.
All right. So while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do the collaborate action. So I'm going to go ahead and put an engineer there.
To spend the
an
helium, I
engineer
need
there.
to have cubes here, right?
put a scientist there. Yeah, you have to have some actual cubes. So I put those 3, so that gives me 4 victory points.
So I will receive energy and uncube it.
And so now I can activate. So I'm going to get 1 blue. I'm going to get 1 red. I'm going to get another blue. This allows me to do 1 or 2. It doesn't go the other way around. There's nowhere that lets you trade in. Is there anywhere that lets you trade in scientists for engineers? No, it's all engineers into scientists, because scientists are worth more. But they're kind of not as useful because you can't do the gathering action. Did I want to do the red or did I want to do... I think I can still get helium, right? Yeah. I could do. Okay, so what card did you choose?
The receive 1 energy and 1 qubit.
All right, so you basically just take it off of here and put it there instead of into the reserve. All right, so
but then I get on qubit, no?
No, or. You did. You took it from here. See. Normally when you take it from here, you'd put it there. But instead you take it from there and put it there. So now you have 1 qubit and you have 1 energy. All right, so discard that. And replace the card. And then it's Tuterno again. So I didn't build anything in there, right? No, I didn't build anything.
Scientific center. So I can go up there to Space Francisco.
Yeah, so you go up here. This gives you this card.
And see, but I don't have more of this. So how do I cover? I need to have another one.
What are you trying to build?
This one.
Yes, you need to have 2 qubits to be able to do that.
Give me 1.
I'm gonna give you 1.
So I cannot do this. So if I move down,
instead of building something, you have to do the raise funds then. Raise funds gives you 3 qubits.
Okay. I'll do the
raise funds. Okay, gives you 3 funds, and then take another one of the cards.
Yes, a hamburger.
It's a hamburger. I'm not hungry. Gracias, though.
Save to your supply. Okay. Pay 3 to receive 2 resources. Spend 1 helium to receive 5.
All right. So I've got everything down here in the TPR.
I just paid 1 helium to receive 5 qubits.
Okay. There, you can have a big one. Oh.
But they don't fit in the thing. How do you use that?
I have to turn it back into 5. That's why I didn't put any on our board. It really doesn't do any. It doesn't it's not useful in my opinion. Maybe what they should do is, I would say a different color, but even that doesn't help. And then refill. All right, so I can't gather any more resources there. I can keep building down in this area. So what's Quinlong? I got a power plant, which then now does give me a bonus because I have another power plant, right? Yeah, I have this power plant. But I'd have to get rid of one of these cards. Oh, wow. So this, when you go up on the science track, it eventually it makes you discard. Take 1 project card from the top of the discard pile. Oh, you can take it from the discard pile. Oh, this one wasn't take a project card. This was play 1 project card. So we actually did that wrong earlier. when we passed this, we shouldn't have taken a project card. We should have just played one of our project cards. And then I think we just get the ability of what we played. It's basically the same as completing the project card. You're basically playing it. So we messed up on that earlier. All right. And then this, you take one from the discard pile or from the top of the discard pile. All right. So I have Queen Long. I only have 1 cube, so I can only build something that costs 1. Queen Long, I have a power plant, which costs 1, but I'd have to get rid of one of these. And I like this because this kept making me advance and giving me 1. Oh, no, this is going upon completion, so it doesn't go in my board. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to go to Quinn Long, and then I'm going to build the power plant for 1 blue. I build the power plant. The pancakes. I'm building the pancakes. When I do that, I get a helium. And then I receive 1 helium for each other power plant on the board. I have uno. I think just uno, yeah, right. So that's 1 more. All right, so that's my 2 helium I needed to do that. So that got completed. All right. So that was my turn because I built something. I'm down to 3 projects. You have mucho projects.
But I was thinking that I really want to build a big thing, but it does not give me points. It gives me people, and so then I have to trade those people.
The big buildings count at the end of the game as more points.
Okay, then I'm gonna build...
But you don't have the resources for the big things.
Sí, ¿por qué no?
¿Por qué no? Azul.
Pero
you don't have any arrow gel. Oh, yeah, you could do this one.
This kind of, that's the one I want to build. If I stay there.
Yes.
And this is in Space Francisco.
Okay, so yeah, you build that.
So I build a big one there.
All right, well, you put your resources.
Sí, señor, I'm not gonna steal it.
All right, and then upon completion, so hang on, let's do this first. You get 2 on the science track, 1, 2, which gives you can choose one of these cards. And then, did you want to pay 1 or 4 cubes to go 1 or 2 steps on the science track?
Okay.
Did you want to spend qubits to go further on the track? 1 doesn't really do anything for you. 2 would get you 2 scientists on the next phase. Which again, only technically does something for you
if I trade them for points.
Well, you assign them for points. So you can do this or not do it. It doesn't matter.
Pay
1 cubic, you'll go up 1. You'll go up 1 space on this track.
No.
Okay. So you're choosing not to complete it, which means then you also have to take a subsidy card.
I like subsidy cards. Receive, pay 2 to receive 2, pay 3 to receive 2 resources. Wow.
All right, so while Audrey's doing that, I don't have any engineers. How do I get more engineers? Oh, at the next stage.
Oh, I have to choose one of these.
Yeah, you also have to choose that. You have 2 things to choose. I need more engineers.
I want this one.
All right, so this one Audrey didn't choose was after constructing and settle 1 engineer on this card, max of 10 engineers. All right.
I'm gonna choose this one. Optional space 3.
I can't settle because I don't have any engineers. Ooh, I like this. Where's Zaik? Zaik's right above me. Oh, dang it. You've already built the training center there. Man. So I can't even use this card anymore.
I'm paying 3 to receive 2 resources.
Yeah, any 2 resources you want. Yep. All right. right, so this card doesn't do me any good except for to build it somewhere else. So that's fine. I'll just... This trains an engineer into a scientist. I don't need more scientists. I need more engineers. Industrial complex. Can I build that? Oh, what's an industrial complex? That's that big one. I need it. Oh, I can build that. Okay. In Zhangzhou. Ooh, there's an industrial complex in Zhangzhou. But oh, I don't even have any. I have no money. All right, so I have to do a refresh. Yeah, I gotta do a refresh. I have no money. So I do a refresh. So I get 3. And then take that. Pay 2 to receive 2 scientists. Receive 1 regolith. We get 2 cubics. I'll just do this one. You can refresh to get 2 cubits. All right, back to you. I didn't do much. Where are you going? Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
There's no hugging guy there. So I am going to... Oh,
you gotta look at what you can build. You can finally build the industrial complex.
Which is this one. And
Which
it's
is
in San Francisco.
Where
in
you are.
Space.
Yes. Is that... Yeah, it's a big one, right? We said that was a big one. Yes. All right, so you're gonna build the industrial complex there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one red, 1 blue.
1 red and blue.
And then you get 2, 1, 2 on the industrial meter. So 1 unlocked your next thingy. And then 2 gave you 2 more engineers. 2 more engineers. And then this gets tucked under. So basically, during the income phase, you can pay qubits to receive aerogel.
This goes here.
Yeah, under one of your open projects. Mm-hmm. All right, so now I can move the key, and I take this card. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go Zhuangzhou. So I'm going to go there. Then I'm going to go, wow, there. And so I have to pay my tax. And then I'm going to build this in Zhangzhou. So that's going to cost me, same as you, 1 blue, 1 red to build this here. Then I go up 2, 1, 2. So same thing, I unlock. Yay, I have engineers finally. You need to put your engineers out.
I think you put my thing in the wrong spot.
That was already there. You didn't give me your thingy yet. You gotta give me your building. There we go. You gotta start putting out some engineers. That's the problem. I put out all my engineers.
I want to do this. I want to do this.
Trade an engineer for points?
All of my engineers.
But the problem is you can't get resources if you don't put engineers out.
Okay, I'm gonna put them.
But it's still my turn. My turn. Still my turn. All right. So I did that. I build this. So during the income phase, I get to get a another shipment. Okay. So Tuterno.
I'm going to contribute. Cooperate? Collaborate.
Collaborate. That's why it's called collaboration, because you're working with the other people to actually be able to allow us to do things.
So to collaborate.
Collaborate. You place.
Collaborate.
You place your workers, settle your workers, and you get points for doing it. Technically, it's better to settle them. You get the same number of points. I don't know what you get the same number of points.
I don't understand.
When you settle a worker, you get 1 point.
So what is this?
So give me 2 of those. Give me 2 of those guys. Oops, where'd they go? 1, 2. All right. So that gives you 2 points. There. Okay. Do you want to settle any scientists?
Yeah. How many? 3?
As many as you want. It's just whether or not you want to. Oh, you don't have any. You have no qubits, do you?
No.
2, 3. All right, so that gives you 2, 4, 6 more points. I don't know why I didn't just give you a 5 and a 1.
How many points do you have?
I don't know. I got a stack here. It's all secret information. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. And I wanted to, let me double check the movement. I don't think we can move on the same spot. Earlier I didn't move onto your spot, but I don't think we can. Vibrate. Movement. Nope, that's constructing a building. Movement. Is she? Doesn't say. I thought it said whether or not you could be on the same card. It says on the harvester spot, so I'm thinking no. I'm thinking only one person because there's only one harvester spot on each location.
Where I am?
I know there was one time I was going to, but I didn't know.
You have not, have you?
I was going. I was going to. You were here, and instead I went through you to get down here. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to settle my 2 new engineers. I just got my 2 new amigos. Hola, amigos. You give me 2 puntos. And then I'm going to get my resources. Oh, actually, no, you still could have done your resources. Sorry. You could have done your resources. You just couldn't have done the scientists because you didn't have any money. But you can still do these guys.
So I can do...
There, I gave you your resources. But you should have done that. You just can't do this because you had no qubits.
If I had... Oh, okay.
So... All right. Did I build a factory? No, I haven't built a factory. Okay. All right. So that is that. That is that. I was able to do this because no one had done that. I can do this, but I don't have any engineers, so I can't. All right. So that is the end of my turn. Well, I'm down to 2 qubits. I might need to head on out somewhere. Anyway, I gotta look up here and make sure I have what I need for this. How many cards are left over there in the subsidies? 1?
1.
All right. Okay. I know what I gotta do one thing before I try to do something else. Okay. So it's your turn. Tu terno. Tú no tienes dinero. Tú necesitas dinero. Are you going to
Raise funds.
Raise funds? All right, and then take you a subsidy. Oh, earlier I took 2 resources and I could have done my ability here. All right.
Does helium count for something at the end, or is really just for to complete one of those?
Yeah, I mean that's the objective is to if you notice every single one needs helium pretty much. Yeah, I think helium is only used for that. No, you get points from it at the end of the game too. End of game, position, points fulfilled contracts, abilities, points for all your available resources, qubits in your personal supply, the number of cards in your hand. Add up everything and divide the total by 3. Points for controlling cities. Yeah, so whatever extra supplies you have, you add that up and divide by 3. So you can get points for it.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna redeem this hamburger card. 1 helium and 1 cube.
Right. So basically what you do is just take it out of there and keep it instead of putting it back.
Okay.
All right. And then last one. All right. So the next non-committed contract or refresh is going to end that. So I need more helium so that way I can complete some shipments. So I'm going to go 1, 2, which means I do have to pay the transit tax. I'm going to go ahead and do the actions there. So 1, 2, And 1 azul, a key. All right. And yeah. Yeah, so back to you. I only have one. I only build something with 1. I don't have a lot of project cards. Either I've built a lot more than you, or I just haven't been lucky with my project cards. Oh, I went there. I should have grabbed the project card. Maybe I've left my project cards behind a couple times. Hi, Caspito. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, graciasito. He's talking to us.
He's singing.
He's singing. All right, so you can build. Remember, building is good too, because remember, building is area control, and whoever has area control gets points.
So I have.
The pancakes are up there.
I don't have enough.
Resources do.
Well, I have the pancakes. Yeah. The power plant. Because I got 2 of those, but there is nothing that only needs those. So I will have to do power plant by going to
where you are.
Power plant.
Where you are, and that gives you a victory point.
Oh, is it that one?
Oh, when you built your second one there, did you get your victory point?
Is it that one? Because this one is similar.
No, that's a helium facility.
Right, but I mean
that's a power plant on the other side.
Okay.
But hang on, when you built your second building up there, you should have gotten a victory point earlier when you built that building.
I think I'm not paying attention.
I know it's hard. That's why I'm looking at them.
I don't know if I have missed the chance to get more helium.
Oh, and after
constructing.
No, you didn't construct either of those.
No, okay.
But the other thing you got to remember is after you construct, since you've got that, remember when you construct something, you can put a 1 scientist in, which I mean, there's no. Okay, most of the scientist places are done.
To build the
Are you gonna
power
go
facility over.
Okay, so you're gonna.
No. There.
San Francisco.
There in San.
Yeah, because you get a victory point there.
Yeah. So, oops. It's a small one.
Yep.
It's on
blue.
Blue.
So you get 1 victory point, and then you go up 1 on the industrial track. So you get another shipment card.
And then settle 1.
After you do that, you can settle 1, but there's nowhere for you to settle.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't settle them. You can't settle them where they don't belong. After constructing your second or third, okay, you did that, so you get your bonus victory point. Yep, so that's that. Was that for San Francisco?
That was.
No. Where'd the one that you built? Oh, you were using this in place of it. Yeah, you're using that because you're in San Francisco. Space Francisco.
No, that is not.
I know, but you're using this because you own the card. You can build anything.
Ah, see.
Yeah,
okay.
So you discard that. Okay. So I'm in Star Vegas. I don't own anything in Star Vegas. I have blue, which lets me build either a power plant. Well, I have a blue and a red, so I can build a power plant or an industrial complex. I don't own an industrial complex. I do have industrial complex. Looks like what? Oh, that's that weird one. Yeah, I don't like that these 2 symbols are so close. Again, we'll mention that on first impressions.
Yep.
So all the way down here in Queen Long, which doesn't help me. I only have 1 resource, so I kind of can only go 1 over from somewhere. I don't have an industrial complex. I do have a hub for Zakwe. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to build the hub, which is 1 of any resource. So I'm going to do that. And build the hub. Boop.
What?
Yeah, that's how you get the toll booth. I built myself a toll booth. And then this one, once per trigger. After collaboration, receive 1 helium. If there is a okay, so this one, if it has the mining facility or the helium facility, which it doesn't have either of those, then I would actually get another helium. during collaboration. I think I like that better than this though. So I will discard this and replace it with that one. Because unfortunately I haven't unlocked my last slot. Oh, hang on. What did I just build? A hub. Oh, I get all qubits from the hub. So maybe it was technically 1. For now, I'll get more when this gets refreshed. All right, so I completed that, so that doesn't make me take a subsidies. So back to you. I didn't progress anywhere.
How do I do to build my engineer behind my the last one?
That's the collaborate. So yes, you put an engineer there, but you only resource you'll be able to gain. Oh, you forgot to gain your green earlier.
For where?
Right there, for the basic. You'd be able to get 1 red. I mean, basically, if you put an engineer there,
so I collaborate this turn.
you collaborate, and then you can get 1 red. Well, you can do these too. I mean, you can spin these. So this one here, you spend 3 to get 2 victory points. This one you spend 1 for 1, and you can do it twice.
But I cannot do that if I play.
Yeah, you did right now. You're good. You can still do it. You can activate everything up there that you're at.
So I wanna do.
So you can do
3 cubes.
Technically, this is the better value because you have 2
1
guys.
for 1.
1, 2, yeah.
See, I'll do that.
So you do 2. 1, 2. That's going to get you 2. This one you'd spend 3 and only get 2. That's not as good of a deal.
Yep.
You're always a bargain shopper, you are. All right, back to me. I'm still in Zakwe. Zakwe needs a training center. What does it cost to build a training center? Well, it would be nice if the resources were on the cards. I think the resources should be on the card. If you want to build this specific thing. Okay, so a training facility, which actually training facilities are good for me, right? Yeah, because that's my bonus. That and the hugging man. I always forget about the hugging man. Oh, I can't build it. You've already got yours there. Hola, Caspito. Hola, Caspito. Did I even build it anyways? 1 red? Yeah, go 1 red. Is there anywhere else I can build a training facility? Red and a blue. I've only got 1, so I have to be able to build 1 away from where I am. So if I go to Star Vegas, then I can build the training facility there, which is 1 red, and gives me 1 on the science and training facility. Because I built a training facility, I get to put an AI in the city. And because I put an AI in the city, I receive 1 victory point. Oh, and because I went 1 step on the science track, I get 1 of these. And then I have to discard this. And since I did not complete my project, I have to take 1 of these. All right. I can't pay. I can receive 1. So I'm just going to, I'm going to receive 1 of the greens. All right. So that is that, because we cannot refill. That would be the end of the round. So now we're going to go into the, I lost my steps. Okay, income phase. Clear the basic resources. So all basic resources go down into the thingamajiggies, into the import tax. Building income, all building income goes towards the people. So that's mine, that's yours, that's yours, that's yours, that's yours, that's mine. Whoops. That's yours. That's yours. That one's yours too. Holy cow, Amor.
I'm rich.
I'm rich. Is that everything? Yep, that's everything. Used during income abilities, which is the one with the hand. Receive 3 victory receive 3 victory points if there is a AI in your city, and there is. So I got 3 victory points for that. Do you have any with the hand like this? Yep, that one.
Pay 1, 2, or 4 cubes to receive 1, 2, or 3 hit.
So basically, yeah, you've got lots, so you'd be able to receive.
No?
Yeah, you do it now, so you can either spend 1, 2, or 4 to receive 1, 2, or 3. So 1 and 2 is a 1-to-1 exchange. To get that third one, they're charging you a surcharge. They're charging you tax.
So I paid 2, so I open 2?
Yeah. All right, so that is the income phase. All right, so shipment phase. So we are both, it's mandatory that we both do at least 1 shipment. You are higher on the industrial track, so you get to go first. So you have 2 helium. This is worth 4 points, you get 2 money. This is worth 2 points, no money. 3 points, 2 money. 3 points, 2 money.
3 points to helium, 3 points to hydrogel. Can I do only 1? Because I could do 2.
You technically only have to do 1. Yeah.
I'm gonna do then the 4 points.
Well, you do 1 at a time, then I do 1, then you 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna do
the 4
first
points.
one.
All right.
So this is.
So that's going to cost you 1 green, 1 purple. And that gives you 2. That on your completed pile. Remember, you have the ones in your hand too.
Let's see. But now it is your turn to choose.
Yeah, this one in my hand was really good. All right, so I'm going to do this one. Yeah, because it's worth 3 points. Yeah, so I'm going to do that one. So 1, 2, and then I get 2. All right. You can do 1 in your.
One of the ones I had, or the net, or can I do that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you don't want to do any more of these, yeah. So that these are
the same one.
Yeah, mandatory. So there's mandatory shipments. During the second, third rounds of the game, each player must make a mandatory shipment to Earth according to the table. So blah blah. For each helium unit that you fail to deliver, you receive an unfulfilled shipment penalty. Each of them will subtract 5 points at the end of the game. So we basically made it. Scheduled shipment. You can now have the opportunity to fulfill the contracts from the shipment contracts pool. Oh, no. That's what it is. I'm sorry. So the mandatory was we had to pay 1. So we have to pay this one. That's the mandatory. So I was backwards last time. So mandatory means we just paid that 1. So you had to pay that 1. That was your mandatory. Then the next was the scheduled, which is out here.
Which we did.
But I can do another scheduled. So I'm going to do this one because I have another helium. So that gave me that one. And then I get two more cubits.
Oh, I don't have much helium.
All right. I have no more helium. You have no more helium, so we can't do that one. And then after that, then you have the ones in your hands. So
But no más helium, so no más.
Technically, I should have done this one, but either way. All right. So that is that. So then the next would be the cleanup phase, but of course, we're just going to call it at the 2 rounds. We think that gives a good idea of how the game plays. So we're going to go ahead and do the final scoring. I think next round would have been like a lot of fun because we've been getting lots and lots of resources. So that third round, I think, really does ramp up. But let's go ahead and do the end of game. We do need our handy dandy score guide. And then we need our handy dandy Colombian pen. As Pez. No, as bolígrafo.
Bolígrafo.
Whoosh. All right. Let's see here. There we go. So, the game is Frozen. Not to be confused with the Disney movie. All right. So we have Audrey. We have Will. Bicicleta Will. And then we have All right, so points for position in the industry and science tracks. So this is the industry and the science tracks. Neither one of us made it to the top. So yeah, there's no, oh, hang on, no, you get, I think it's this number. Yeah, you get this number. Okay. So you get 7 for industry. I get 6. I get 6 for science. You get 5. So that's basically a wash. Next is points from your fulfilled shipping contracts. So this is for our shipping. So that's these. So you just add all these up and more. Okay.
This one's.
Say 3, 6, 12.
7.
7. Okay. The next is points from specific at end of game effects. I have no end of game effects.
End of game.
Yeah, on the little gray bar, does it say end of game? No.
No.
Okay. So neither one of us get that. All right. Points for all your available resources, cubits in your personal supply, and number of cards in your hand. So I had, I'm guessing shipment cards in your hand too. Because, I mean, these are cards in my hand, shipment cards. So yeah, just count all your extras. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that everything? Resources, cubits, cards in your hand. Okay, so 8 divided by 3 is...
All these counts? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
8 divided by 3 is... So it's 2.
20.
So this is the extras.
Extra engineers too?
No, it doesn't say extra engineer. It doesn't say like your extra people to count those up. Okay. Then last, points for controlling cities. So now we need to go to...
Did you put 20 for me?
Oh, hang on.
I got 20. So
20 divided by 3. 3 and 5 is 15. 6. 6. Rounded down. All right, controlling a city. Whoops. So to see if somebody controls a city, the player who has the most buildings and AI tokens in a city controls that city. If there is a tie, then it is divided. Player controls your city. Okay. All right, so this city, I control that city. I get 1 VP for engineer, 0. 2 for each scientist, 0. 1 for each building. 2. So we're going to do C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. All right, so we'll start down here. C1 is me, and so I get 2. All right. C2 is a tie.
yours, because you have this one, no?
It's a tie because I have 1, 2, you have 1, 2, so it's a tie.
This one was like very important.
Mm-mm. Oh, during the income phase, I forgot to take this back. There we go. That gives me 1 more point for the Exodus. Because I was at 8, that gives me 9. All right, so this one, it's a tie, so we're going to split it. So really, there's no point even counting that. In a 2-player game, why count it? That just makes more math. For this one, I have 3. So I get 1 for each engineer. So 1, 2, and then 1 for that is 3. The top one is me, so I get 2. And then there's 2 scientists, so that's 4. No, that's 6. Because that's 2, 4, and then my 2 buildings, 6. This one here, oh, that's going to be a money maker for you. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 on that one. Whoosh! This one is just 1. Adri. Oh, you got this one too. Wow. Because I put all the stuff on your cities. That's so bad. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. You might take it for, and in this city, nobody wanted to live in it by who? So settle. All right. All right. So calculator. Do you want to see the, oh, hang on, we forgot our victory points here.
Yes, you will.
It never told us to add those up.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Did it not?
It has to.
Points from your tracks, points from your contracts, points from your... Oh, your VP tokens indicate your temporary score. Okay. It says add this to that score. Okay, so we need our VP tokens. Okay, you're right.
19.
19 para Adri. I'm like, what was all these doing here if we're not going to count them?
Yeah.
2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, wow, you had more VP than me. I didn't realize that. It'd be nice if you could trade these guys in for VP.
See.
All right. So do you want to be surprised, or do you want to add them up? All right, we'll let you be surprised. All right. Calculator. Hi, Beanie Beans.
Almost done beans.
We're almost done, Beanie Beans. Don't be knocking over any lights again. Why can't I find a calculator? How hard? There it is. How hard is it to find a calculator? All right, 7. Oh, don't be looking. It's supposed to be on secret.
Oh, I see my secret. I lost.
I don't know. You had some big city bonuses. Because I put all the people in your cities. Because mine were not very good cities. Wow, you smoked me. You smoked me. Remember, we've said this every time we play a game. If it is a difficult game that has lots of moving parts that Audrey doesn't feel comfortable playing, Audrey's going to win.
In a while.
Here's your medal. 70 to 55. 70 to 55. Now, of course, that is a score without the third round, but we're going to go ahead and flip over and give our first impressions. All right, so we're going to do our first impressions. Of course, these are going to be slightly biased, or not biased, but they could be influenced by the fact that, of course, this is a prototype. With that said, the first thing is the components. I do like most of the components. I like the arts, the graphics is cool. All the colors, everything is there's a lot of symbols and stuff like that you got to learn. But I think the way they've done it, where even things that have symbols, like the cards, all the cards have symbols on the back. So you know, because it's showing that symbol on the card, right? The same as all of them. So that's nice. Mm-hmm. So I like all that. The couple things that I noticed, one is the size. It is big, but I don't know if you'd really be able to shrink it much, because everything fits.
Everything has a purpose.
Everything has a purpose and has a place. So the size kind of fits for it. The actual player boards, I think, are a little bit too small, technically, to put all of your buildings, but that's a pet peeve. The other thing we said, there was something else we said that was kind of
the color. I think the colors of the buildings, the shapes are similar.
Oh yeah, the two buildings. It was the industrial complex and the...
It was the...
What was it? The factory. Yeah, the factory. The factory and the industrial complex, which, while they make sense because they're the same, right? Because basically an industrial complex is a big factory.
Yeah.
It makes sense. They're very similar. So it does get a little confusing. I mean, we had to put the mini out there a couple times to verify.
But I think it also, like, from here, like if you're playing on this side, like seeing
distance. Oh, and could you imagine if we had a third board up there?
Exactly. So seeing all of those back there is hard, even if you had the shapes. I mean, this is helpful.
Yeah.
And the colors, I like that they are all gray and all this, but I think it makes it very hard to identify those there, to see if you have the cards and so on. Yeah. So I think that maybe colors would help. That would be helpful too. Instead of them just being a white, make them each a distinct color. And speaking of the same thing with the buildings, right? We kept having to flip to the back of this
to see what it costs to build, which means now you're not using the front of your player aid, which is, I guess once you know the turns, you're okay.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing was
having the
cost of the building next to the name of the building.
Because that never changes.
It doesn't change for that. Now, if you're going to build something other than the specific building on this card, I could see where that wouldn't be useful. Otherwise, I'd imagine they're going to upgrade some of the components. Like right now, all the buildings are the same. So I imagine probably some stretch goals, maybe to make the buildings different for each faction would be kind of cool. They may have upgrades to the cardboard pieces. But I mean, this was a prototype. And Audrey, the first thing you asked was, this is a prototype? It was like immediately, because it's a really good prototype.
Yeah.
The graphics, the colors, I like it. These cubes are nice. Again, I don't know. They might make them translucent and fancy smancy for the Kickstarter. The one, Audrey's just throwing cubits around. The one thing was, of course, we mentioned was the 5s. You're just going to be breaking them down, so I don't know if they're necessary, right? Because
I think they are helpful.
Yeah, you're just going to break them down. The other thing is the VP tokens. There's a lot of VP tokens. I don't know if this is how many is going to come in the game, but you have 1s, 2s, and 5s. I get the 1s and 2s because that's when you're putting out your people. And I guess the 5s are just to upgrade to the bigger one. Since we are playing at a lower player count, I don't know if that makes a factor. But I did feel like there was a lot of tokens for the victory points. And I don't think they could do a track. A lot of games, they do the victory track. A lot of your Euro games, it's normally a track around the board. That probably would be kind of hard on this kind of board because it changes.
Yeah.
Like all 6 tiles go to different spots. I would also imagine there's going to be expansions. There's probably going to be other factions, which are going to give you more cards, which are going to give you more of everything overall. Next is the mechanics. So this had a couple of different mechanics, right? You had worker placement, you had resource management, you had area control, and then you had that co-op factor too, which may help you, but then like at the very end, it hurt me. By me helping you by doing this because I wanted the resources.
I collected the resources?
It hurt me. Well, it wasn't that you collected the resources.
Well,
I put all my people out.
And then
that gave you points. Now, I think maybe what they need to do is the bigger buildings be worth more. So maybe a big building is worth 2, counts as 2 buildings. These count as 1 buildings, maybe.
How much did they count it?
It just said building. It just said each building is 1. And then this is the AI is 1.
They are more difficult to get.
Yeah, so if it costs me more to build that, I think that I should get more points for technically having that building there.
That's why I was working so hard to build it.
Yeah, but I do like the mechanics. There's a lot going on. This is one of the more difficult games that we've ever played because there's a lot of that management that you have to do. You have to manage your resources. You have to manage your activation abilities. You have to plan, what do I want to build to go up on the tracks? What special abilities do I want? Or am I willing to get rid of the special ability? Putting your workers out so that way you can go to a spot and collect the resources, because we were in a resource deficit sometimes. But what did you think overall about the mechanics?
That it has
lots of mechanics.
And even like lots of cards that do different things. So you grab from there, from here, from there, and you place here, here, and there.
But each card can be used for 3 building effects.
Yes.
And technically they can be used for an actual on-play effect, because we actually played one of the rules wrong, which was when we went up this one track, we weren't supposed to take a card, we were supposed to actually play a card, meaning it was basically like a free completion of a project, which is actually kind of cool. So even if you haven't been able to successfully, you get some more. I feel like the scientist, I got too many scientists. I feel like there should be something that I can do with my extra scientists. I don't know what that is though. Like I just ended up with so many scientists. I don't even know where I was getting them all from there for a while. So I feel like we need something to do with the scientists. I feel like there needs to be something. Either they count as points along with
the rest
of the extras, or maybe one of these spots needs to turn into a scientist exchange. You can exchange one scientist for one engineer. I just had so many scientists left at the end, and there was nothing, because I didn't want to put them in the science spots because I didn't like half the time what I was getting. All right. So that's that. Anything else with mechanics? Oh, the way this worked.
Oh, yeah. It was confusing at first for me because normally it is the opposite and you feel it when you gain that resource. But actually at the end, I think I
figured out. I think it's unique. I think the ability that the qubits are used for you to take an action, you're paying to use the resource, which then fills up your resources so you don't have any more resources. And then when you gain your resources, you take them out of here, put them out here, and then whoever owns the building is going to get that money back. So that encourages you to get your buildings out with people in them so you can get those qubits. So I like how that one little white cube is used in so many different ways with their resource. I've just not seen resource management like that. Now, there might be other games, but that's the first I've kind of seen how that works. So that was a neat mechanic. I hadn't seen that before. So yeah, that's most of your mechanics. Difficulty. So like I said, I think in Board Game Geek, this has a difficulty up in the 4s. I don't remember if it was like 4, 4.5. Do you feel like it was a 4? Or do you feel maybe a 3.5?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was extra difficult. It is not a beginner's game.
No.
But
so if we were to say this, so 1 would be family weight, party game, stuff like that. 2 would be beginner's game. 3 would be intermediate difficulty. There is some learning to get it going. 4 is there's a decent learning curve. 5 is you're probably not going to know how to play this unless it's your forever game. 3.5?
I think it is 3.5. You really need to learn. I didn't get all of the procedure without your help.
Without my help. Which is most of our plays is more of a teaching. If I played it
a second time,
which as long as we have this, we might play it again during the Kickstarter campaign.
Maybe, if I don't forget, because with all the games we play, I end up mixing everything. True. But I would get it. I would get the moves.
Everything
is here. Actually, everything is here.
Everything's on the player. Which we forgot to mention with the components. It does come with a nice player.
I think it's just overwhelming to see too many things. For me, it was
at once.
At once, yes. Yeah. So now, how do we start? What do I do? Where do I go?
So, if we would have gone through the 3rd round, you probably would have been good on the 3rd round.
Probably I would have been better.
So, and I think that's a good gauge of the difficulty. If you can learn it after seeing one person's go through, that's kind of like a 2, right? You see one person take their turn, you're like, oh, okay, I see how that worked, right? A 3 is you yourself probably have to go through an entire round, meaning maybe about 3 turns of your own, right? 3.5 means probably by the time you get through the 2nd round, you probably got it. Yeah. I'd say a 4, even by the time you're done playing the game, you're probably still deer in a headlight, right? And 5 is you probably had to play the game about 5 times to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think the difficulty is probably about a 3.5. It could edge on that 4, but I read the rule. I saw the 4.5, and I was afraid to read these rules because nobody else has played this game yet. I'm like, I'm gonna get something wrong. I'm gonna miss something. It's a 4.5. It's got to be difficult.
It's 14 plus in age.
14 plus in age.
That scared me.
I read the rule book, and I'm like, this reminds me a lot of another Kickstarter game we did for Destroy Games. I forget the name of it. It's back on our channel if you guys want to watch it, but it was very similar where you had to go out to the different planets. You had to collect the resources. You were building your colonies with those resources. And then you could rescue people and stuff like that to get points. It's slightly different. It's definitely different, but very similar mechanic wise. And I think that was rated like a 3 for difficulty. So yes. I don't feel like this is that much over that other game that we played wrong.
So I think, there's difficulty learning it and difficulty winning. I don't think it was difficult
Difficult winning? No, you're one.
But I mean, like this, I really like the bonus.
You like the bonuses.
Is it the bonus? Subsidy?
Yeah, the subsidies.
Bonuses? Because it really helped.
Yeah, it does help. I mean, that's the whole point.
And
is it's
so
that's
you
nice.
don't
It gives you
feel-
that
yeah,
catch-up
because
mechanic.
Yes.
So even if I can't build what I want to build to get my
And
I had all these bonuses here, and I couldn't activate them a lot of the time.
Sometimes it happens to me that I see that I'm so behind that I really
You're like,
get
what's the
very
point? Get
discouraged,
discouraged.
and then I was really tired when we started playing this, and I really didn't feel tired.
Did you build any pancakes?
Yeah.
I'm trying
I think over there.
Sorry, I'm distracted. You won that one anyways. Never mind. Audrey forgot to put her AI out when she built a pancake.
Yes, I know.
But yeah, it's nice to have catch-up mechanics. So I do agree that it always gives you an option.
I mean, it does not
Make you get disengaged from the game.
Yeah.
Right? Fun at 2. I think it works good at 2. Whether you play 2-player or 3-player, the board size is the same. 4-player, it adds to the board. Your starting cards and different things like that
So
change.
3rd player would be still like this?
Yeah, I think it's still the same size board at 3-player. There's also a solo mode. I had fun at 2, but we enjoy most of our games at 2. I think the limitation of this one at 2 is getting the cities built up quick enough to where you can start really making income, right? Because that was the problem is it took us a while to get enough built up to start making income or start getting resources. So I think that's a factor, right, with 2 players. However, we didn't play the 3rd round. I really think the 3rd round, we would have probably gotten probably 3 or 4 buildings out, probably maybe at least 2 buildings each out, easy, right? Which would almost fill most of this up. And then we would have been putting out engineers, getting tons of resources. Like I think the 3rd round probably would have been really tight in terms of what we were doing and getting done. But I liked it too. But I like most games you play it too. See, anything you think didn't work at 2 players?
No, I won.
No, you won. So I really liked it too because she beat me.
No,
if there was 3 people, it'd be 2 people she'd have to try to beat. Only one person. No problem.
No, I think it was nice up to.
So the next is the theme. So the theme, I forgot to read the introductory, but the theme is basically Earth needs resources. We've gone out to this planet and we have these cities built that are allowing us to build and get resources. And then this helium that we're trying to send back in the shipments to Earth. So did you like the theme?
I like the theme.
So you like the theme space? You like the theme because of the mechanics? Or did they work together?
I have because I was thinking about that other game that it was similar in terms of game. What is the name of the game?
I can't remember the name of the game.
But it was harder.
You
I
felt like
remember
that
that one getting resources.
But that was because
kind
we were
of got
playing it
stuck.
wrong.
But
we were playing that one wrong, so
Oh,
we have
yeah.
to give that a.
yeah, that's true. So I kind of like I'm liking more the space games, but I think in this one I was actually paying attention to what each of the things are. So like
the power center and the stuff.
yes,
And
all
like
these
what
things
you
in the
build,
planet.
and what you build actually kind of correlates.
And the
like when
resources.
you build the mining, it gives you a specific resource. You build the factory, it gives you a specific resource. So that does. So like all of those, the little pancakes, the power plants, right, give you power. So it fits right thematically. No, I like the theme. I like space. I like work. We've decided early in our gameplay that we like worker placement. We've not done much. We've done some area control, but it's mostly been cards like smash up and stuff that type area control. This is, I think, one of the first where we've done area control on a board. I might be mistaken. We play lots of games. But I think thematically it works, right? You're going around, you're going to other people's factories, you go to their factory, you pay them to get the resources, they get the money. So I think it all does kind of tie in together with what it's trying to do. All right. Any final thoughts?
No.
No?
I liked it.
You want a final copy? That is that they don't have for the prototype back. I imagine they're going to want the prototype shipped on to some other content creator. So we may or may not get to play this again during the campaign. But if they want to watch any of our Kickstarter content, other game content, or this game again by leaving a comment down below and thumbs up to tell us they want to watch another gameplay, what do they need to do?
Subscribe, activate notifications.
Notifications.
And
that YouTube stuff. But until next time, guys.
Adios.
Peace.